Hexagonal thinking is a really creative mode for discussion that gives kids a chance to think about concepts in a whole new way. It gets students to practice critical thinking and real-world skills in terms of explaining, debating, and writing. You can use it as a great review to go back over a unit. You can use it as a launch to any type of project or paper. It's super easy to make a template. You just drop little hexagon shapes onto your slide and add some text on top. Pick out some interesting terms from your unit and some connections from other disciplines or ideas from pop culture, news, world history, anything that could connect to what you're studying. Let's say that you had just taught the book 1984. You might start by just choosing some basic terms like Orwell, the title of the book, and then some concepts like doublethink and thought crime, and some characters like Winston, Julia, O'Brien. But then you might think about, okay, what can I pull out of history? Marx and Stalin and the Cold War. And I'm going to think about today in terms like online privacy, surveillance, Big Brother. And now I have a deck of terms for my students where they're going to be thinking specifically about the book, but also about world history and pop culture. So once you have come up with your set of 20 or so hexagons, divide your students into small groups, and they start moving the hexagons around and saying, how can I connect these? What hexagon deserves one of the 6 sides of another hexagon? And then is there a hexagon that can sort of tuck into that corner that connects to both? There's never a right answer. With 20 hexagons, you could have 100, 200 different maps, and what matters is the conversation that goes on when you're trying to decide, this goes here, that goes there. How can you argue for it? Maybe you give them 20 minutes or so to build their web, and by the end, your group has come up with something really original, at which point you're going to invite them to report back. That could look like recording a Flipgrid, writing individually, snapping a screenshot, taping the web up on the walls and explaining the connections, and then doing a gallery walk. There's just so much room for debate, and there's so much emotion and excitement. Students really have to be pulling ideas from different courses and putting it all together. And I think that's where the critical thinking really comes in. And then those conversations become really memorable.